number 2 and the number 7, who's to be in sparkling form on the left flank. But probably because of Afghanistan's physicality, they brought in stronger players in midfield. So Sagar Thapa exchanging pleasantries and exchanging flags with the captain. This is the Nepalese coach, Graham Paul Roberts, the Englishman, who was last year on duty with Pakistan at this time of the year after the Guangzhou Asian Games. So here's Masood, Mohammad Yusuf Kargar, been the last 4 or 5 years with the Afghanistan team, first under a German coach. He's associated with the Kabul Bank. And he's done a stupendous job, the most improved team of the Asian subcontinent, Afghanistan. Their supporters are here in large numbers. It's a healthy sign, the growth of football in the South Asian region. There they are. They are 90 minutes away from making history. Afghanistan's football, which is on the rise. For 20 years, there was no international football in Afghanistan. They came back in 2003 in the South Asian Federation Games at Bangladesh. When Nepal, all the nearly there team, several times have been on the verge of achieving greatness, but have always faltered. Can they make their first goal? Football very passionate in both these two countries. These are two countries not afflicted by the cricket bug. They will play in overcast conditions over here at the Nehru Stadium. Visibility not really perfect. But we should have a cracker of a match. So Afghanistan all in red, playing from left to right, and they kick off. Jalaluddin Sharatia, Mokhtar Faizullah, accomplished right back, a very classy player. Mokhtar Faizullah with Masaullah and Ibrahim in his support on the near right. Being introduced for the first time, Masaullah, Ibrahim. But Faizullah has been a pillar of strength in defense. Nepal like to go into attack. That needs short passing game. A bit of butterflies in the stomach here by Masaullah Ibrahim. Masaullah Ibrahim. Clear problem. The corner kick. Corner kick earlier on, taken low. Afghanistan had a lot of advantage in height, so it's no point just sending in the high cross. Both teams yet to settle down. It's Sagar Thapa. Lovely trapping here by Jumanu Rai, Nepal's most experienced striker. Mopping up for Afghanistan, that is Mokhtar Faizullah, Jalaluddin Sharatia. Afghanistan can vary their game, play the long ball, play the short pass. And here this is a fine through ball, fine to find Sanjar Ahmadi, but Nepal hold firm. Sanjar Ahmadi, full of running. Straight to the goal. Now Nepal trying to create. Molana Chilwal brought down. Sanjar Ahmadi. Vicious tackle. Look at it again, coming from behind, pushing as well as tripping. His anxiety to get the ball. The police player, Molana Chilwal. Rohit Chand with the free kick. Penetrated the free kick, a little bit of trouble. Jalaluddin Sharatia to the rescue. Argument going on as somebody stamped on the goalkeeper because Masood Tufali hai. has clearly shown the yellow card. Goalkeeper in trouble. That is Hamidullah Yusufzari. I think he's got a blow on the head. We'll have a look at it again. Long free kick, penetrative shot by Rohit Chand. And straight into his face. And that is Santosh Shahu Kala, the number 9. He's got the yellow card. Very rash. He went for the ball, no doubt. But with the goalkeeper coming out, I suppose he couldn't check himself. So Santosh Shahu Kala has got the yellow card. The match doesn't degenerate with this early tension. Santosh Shahu Kala, highly rated player from the Manang Marsiangi club. But Nepal have had the better shot, the better starts. Afghanistan yet to settle down in these very murky overhead conditions. Pictures a bit blurred because of the overcast conditions, foggy conditions in Delhi. The match gradually settling into a major battle as both teams on the threshold of history, wanting to make a mark in football in the South Asian region. Afghanistan trying to use the long ball, but not effective over here. Sanjar Ahmadi,
जाडो भएर त कपडा लगा भनेको म त्यो ज्याकेट लाइन काम मिल्छ के बाहिरको लेयर जाडो आफ्नो नियम कडा गर्ने जस्तो जाडो हुन्न भित्र मिलिएर
Raju Tamang, lovely through ball here. Good chance here. Bholanath Chilwal playing in place of Vijay Gurung.
त्यो दामी गरे सही पास हो के साला
But they will get little joy with these crosses, the Nepalese team, because Afghanistan have advantage in eye. That was Biraj Maharajan with that clause. Biraj Maharajan normally played as right back, playing as left midfielder here. Biraj Maharajan.
Oh my God.
Jumunurai trying to go for the ball, but the challenge from the back proves very difficult. Referee will have to stamp his authority on this match. The school teacher from Syria, from Damascus, Masood Tufaliya. That was Jamrali getting a blow. So Afghanistan now using the long ball to try and come back into the match to get some rhythm, but no trouble at all for the goalkeeper, Kiran Kumar Limbu. His first touch of the ball, agile Nepalese goalkeeper from the 3-star. Nice build up here by Nepal. Jumunurai in action. His chance blocked. Skipper Sagar Thapa. Vikash Maharajan. The right back to the rescue. Faizullah. Mokhtar Faizullah. Viraj Maharajan. Jumunurai, let's fly! As the goalkeeper, all sorts of trouble. Hamidullah Yusufzari, year-old Kabul bank officer. Yusufzari, just about bounces the ball away. Right start by Nepal. Tall, burly goalkeeper has slight difficulty in falling down. Corner kick taken short. Still not cleared. Another flying driver from the top of the box. Really good shot. This time by the number 17, Bholanath Chilwal. Another very energetic midfielder. Bholanath Chilwal. But Afghanistan off colour. Bholanath Chilwal here being brought down. They are resorting to rough tactics. Afghanistan, they're not getting into their rhythm. They have to be careful. That is Masiullah Ibrahim. Lean and lanky, playing his first match of the tournament. There the ball is gone and now he's sliding to his ankles. A clear yellow card.
उता दिदीले गर्दा आउँदैन इबाट पानी है फायर गर्दा गर्दा किन चाहिँ भएर के
Long penetrative diagonal ball across the face of the goal. They get a header. Afghanistan, despite their height, couldn't clear this ball, and that was Santosh Shahau Kala, who got a yellow card about 6 minutes earlier. Nepal on fire. Hanging in the air, slightly, and misjudging the Afghan defence. And Graham Paul Roberts knows it's so near and yet so far. He's done a good job, this Englishman who's played for Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur earlier. He's made it a very well-knit Nepalese team. Their only Achilles heel being inability to get goals.
तर अहिले उ जित्यो भने ग्राम रोबर्ट जस्तो चर्चित कोच कोही नै हुन्छ विश्वमा देख्नु यस्तो खतरा परिवर्तन त
Constant cheering by their large band of supporters. The Afghan supporters are a bit subdued because their team has done nothing. They are also there in large numbers. So South Asian football also getting a flavour of the European club culture, with supporters coming with banners and flags and painted faces. Seen little of him at present, Bharat Khawash, who scored a goal in their last match with Pakistan, last league match with Pakistan. Afghanistan at last trying to come into the picture. Sanjar Ahmadi to Bilal Arzu. Snatched away. Off target this try. And that was the number 7, Mohammad Israfil Kohistani, the Kabul bank player. Couldn't bend the ball too high.
भागेल साथ दियो नि जित्छ भागेल साथ दिनुपर्छ नि अन्त भागेल फल आयो भने हामी जित्छ है हाम्रो खेल्नु अब
Nepal coming into attack. Afghanistan coming into attack. Nepal defence growing in confidence. They've had a very bright start to this match. Bit similar to the India-Maldives semi-final, where the men in blue were dominant. Here also the team in blue quite on the rampage. Jalaluddin Sharatyar, who plays in football in Cyprus, will have a lot of work to do. Jumanu Rai is on song, the most experienced Nepalese player, 28 years old. Yamrali with that header. Playing the short passing game to perfection, Nepal. Jalaluddin intercepting. Atta Mohammad Yamrali. Sharatyar. Safa. Faizullah. Wasiullah. Mukhtar Faizullah trying a penetrative long pass, but intercepted very well by Sagar Thapa. Bilal Arzu, who was still the previous match the top scorer with 5 goals, hasn't got a look in at all in this match. Bilal Arzu, the captain for today. Afghanistan keep changing their captains in each match. Helps in team spirit, they say. No fixed captain.
No fixed captain.
Jalaluddin Sharatyar was the captain of the last match against Bhutan, which they won by a thumping 8-1 margin. Jamrali losing out. A chance for Nepal. Quick on the turn. Jumunurai delaying, but gets a free kick. Bundled over by Sharatyar. Paul Roberts, knowing this is a chance to strike, animated, excited, pelting out instructions. How much they are hearing him is doubtful with the noise in the Nehru Stadium. Free kick taken. Deflection. Is it a corner kick? That was the captain who scored that marvellous free kick against Bangladesh. You can't penetrate the wall. The tall Afghan defenders leaping up and making it more impenetrable. Unhappy with the free kick, Graham Roberts. Corner kick comes in. Their own player blocks it. Afghan players charge this corner kick down. That's another, again, dangerous play. Free kick going Afghanistan's way. Raised foot. That was by Bharat Khawash. Sharatyar. Trying the long ball with the Nepal defense quite firm. Here come Nepal again. Santosh Shahukala giving a run to the Afghan defense. Good build up by Nepal. A chance here, Jumunurai. He can't turn his marker. Bharat Khawash had given a good through ball to Jumunurai, but he couldn't beat his marker. Good defense by Jalaluddin Sharatyar. At the nick of time, he intercepted. Jumunurai again to the far post. Taking no chances. Mokhtar Fazullah heads away for a corner kick. And there they are, Sunil Chetri with his father in the background, his family and friends. There he is, very happy man. The star of the match and the top scorer of the tournament so far with 6 goals, Sunil Chetri. To the far post. Ball still hovering around. Sagar Thapa, and that could be the first goal. Goalkeeper palmed it back into the field of play. Ball still not cleared. This is a good chance for Nepal. They should score now. They still don't. Santosh Shahukala. No wonder he's got his hand on his head. They were begging to be, the ball was begging to be barged into the net, bulged into the net. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. It's an old English saying. They've looked about 3 gift horses in the mouth here, the Nepalese. That's the first try, but the defense is alert. This is the second one, and it's a straight chance for Santosh Shahukala. Delayed slightly, the sliding tackle went in, and Hamidullah Yousafzai with a prompt save. So Afghanistan survived, living a charmed life, lucky to survive. This frustration is growing minute by minute, as are the other officials. Because though Nepal is playing well, they are not getting the goals. Nice build up here by Nepal. Maulana Chilwal. The momentum wasted by this cross. The It was a cross which should have been directed much better by Vikas Singh Chetri, who's playing as right back. Vikas Singh Chetri of the 3-star club.
Not the Sunil Chetri.
Immediately frustrated, plays for the Asker club in Norway, in the Norwegian First Division Professional League. Afghanistan with the chance to counter-attack, but it's much too long, too much weight in the pass. They've just not got any rhythm, Afghanistan. Running out of ideas in the middle of the field. That was Yamrali with that wasted pass. Wasiullah. Faizullah. Sharatya. This is a good build-up. Mukhtar Faizullah losing out the ball. Top of the green, not going their way. Viraj Maharajan coming. Shifted to the left midfield player, Viraj Maharajan. Rohit Shah. Lovely tackle over here. Calm, cool and composed. Perfect technique. Went for the ball, not for the man.
Not for the man.
This is something young defenders should learn. And kept his composure. That was Sagar Thapa, the captain of Nepal.
He should learn, right?
Running out of ideas. Yusuf Mashriki, the main playmaker, cut off over here. The Nepalese defense clear. Mashriki.
खेल देंगे आपको जिस ऐसा भी कर लेकिन
So 20 minutes and the match over. Still goalless. There's been one-way traffic. Nepal all the way, and here they come again. But falling back deep and retrieving the ball for Afghanistan, Balal Ersu. Faisal Safa, Mukhtar Faizullah, Wasiullah. Wasiullah Ibrahim. So who will join India in the final? The final to be played on Sunday, December the 11th, at this very Nehru Stadium. A 6 p.m. kickoff. That's what we've been told so far. Rohit Chand, timely interception. Jumanurai. Good build up here. Viraj Maharajan with the high diagonal ball. He gets a free shot. Bholanath Shilwar. Totally off target. Bholanath Shilwar. The police player should have done much better with that. So midway through the first half, we are seeing this game less visibility. This because of foggy conditions in Delhi. And on the break, Bolana Chilwal, who missed the sitter a couple of minutes earlier, over dribbling, getting a bit over anxious in trying to make amends. Wrong mental block to have, mental framework to have. Rohit Shah, always calm and composed. Diagonal, but he gets him a corner. Santosh Shahukala yet to score a goal in this tournament. But Afghanistan are huffing and puffing because of Nepal's clever short passing game has left them stranded. Raju Tamang, the army man, takes this corner kick low and flat. Chance for a breakaway. Bilal Arzu and Sanjar Ahmadi combining well. Bilal Arzu lets fly, but the Nepalese defense holds firm. The first real concerted attempt by Afghanistan. There we see it. Bilal Arzu aiming for goal, delaying properly and shooting straight into the Nepalese defense. Again getting very agitated, suddenly sensing that the rhythm has gone out of Nepal's game. They are allowing Afghanistan to creep back and haven't taken a lead so far. Now Afghanistan trying to create something to Sanjar Ahmadi. Mokhtar Faizullah, Masiullah, strongman Raju Tamang has done duty in Haiti for the United Nations peacekeeping force. He survived that tackle by Masayullah M. Ibrahim. Nepal with their clever short passing game, but lacking that final penetration in the attacking third. Was Jumanurai foiled over here. Cross, but Afghanistan defense is gone.
पास निकालेको थिइस्
Had a very lively first half. Bolana Chilwal coming in place of the popular Raju Guru, Robin Shrestha, Bolana Chilwal and Viraj Maharajan moving into midfield because they have better defensive duties, better defensive midfielders than attacking midfielders.
त्यति दिनु रेन्जो तिम्रो जित्यो नेपाल फ्यान जित्छ अब अल्छिन थाल्छन् कि नेपाल खागे अब एकछिन फुटबल खासमा तात्छन् अनि फेरि
So game gone off the boil a bit after that exhilarating attacking display by Nepal in the first 10 minutes. Offside clearly indicated over here by Subanas, the Syrian assistant referee. Long clearance. Easy decision because he's about a yard offside. Subayana, the Afghan player, Sanjare. Jalaluddin Sharatyar missing the ball, but Faizullah covering up for him. Very rare occurrence that this very composed as well as daring central defender doesn't judge the flight of the ball. But good covering by Mukhtar Faizullah. This long head right back who's been quite a revelation in this tournament, as has been this team in red, the Afghanistan team. So corner kick on the near side. And this is a chance for Afghanistan to create danger because they've got height on their side. But Nepal, you can see, looking a little worried. Mohammad Esrafil, Khoistani to the far post. Good thinking. And it was dipping in. The goalkeeper took no chance. Kiran Kumar Limbu. Chance here again for Afghanistan. Wasted ball. Completely wasted.
Completely wasted.
So nothing to pick between the two teams. At this stage in the match, India were already a goal ahead through Syed Rahim Nabi.
Good.
Slow-paced football at present. It suddenly dawned on both these teams that they are a match away from entering the final for the first time. And caution is taken over. Neither set of wing-backs are bombing down the flanks. Consequently, the forwards are getting isolated. Graham Paul Roberts won't be pleased with his team's effort, and especially now that they are off the boil somewhat. The winner here will play India in the final. It will be a new final because whoever comes in there for the first time, India, of course, seemingly there for all eternity. It's a regular feature for India reaching the final. They won it last year with an experimental, mostly under-23 team led by Sushil Kumar Singh. Rohit Shah. Still hovering around, but body charge. Afghan defense has held firm, though they've conceded a goal in each match they've played, even against lowly placed Bhutan. Free kick. Seen very little of him. He's normally very lively, Mohammad Israfil. He's been totally subdued. He and Harun Fakhruddin are a very dangerous pair, lethal pair on the left, but they've been totally caught off balance by this very lively start by Nepal. Moving into attack, Afghanistan now using the long ball effectively. This could be the first goal, and what a surprise it would be. Malal Arzu missing a sitter against the run of play. Malal Arzu. Yusuf Kargar seemingly very frustrated. Here comes the cross to the far post, headed away by Ahmad Sanjar Ahmadi. It was a lovely penetrative cross by Yusuf Mashriki. He's playing for the New York Red Bulls. And it is the goalkeeper, Kiran Kumar Limbu, who will receive treatment. Goalkeeper injured, treatment is allowed on the field of play. The Nepal physiotherapist Dejib Thapa there, along with one of the assistant coaches, helping out the goalkeeper. Referee looking on, questioning whether how long it will take. Nepalese supporters, they are having much to cheer about in the entire first half. There comes the cross, very well directed, and he's really made a hash of it. Malal should have taken it much quicker. It was very fine leap by Sanjar Ahmadi.
एकैचोटि मुन चन्द्रमा मार्समा मान्छे कसरी गयो त भन्ने कुरा ए बेलुकाको साँझको देखाइदियो हैन.
So getting patched up over here, Kiran Kumar Limbu, with half time coming, they are not really keen on a substitution. So play resumes. Afghanistan creeping back into the match. Nepal also will feel slightly disappointed because for all their domination, they've come nowhere near scoring a goal. Looking on hopefully their match officials, but on the break here, Sanjar Ahmadi. Increasingly worried here now, Graham Paul Roberts. They had a couple of chances but not converted them. And Afghanistan here, Maisullah. Supporters showing their great patriotism and love for their country. Well, 7 of their players have come all the way. Mashriki had an option to even join one of the junior teams in USA, but he opted for USA, for Afghanistan, the country of his homeland, country of his ancestors. Mashriki and Sanjar Ahmadi, Bilal Arezo, the captain Sharityar, all whose families left during the Taliban rule in the early 90s. They've grown up abroad, and that's why there's this excessive love for football.
क्रेज हेर्दा इन्डियाको लाइभ हेरिरहेको थिएँ के अरे 22,000 इन्डियनले नि हेरेका बाहिर बाहिरको इन्डियनले होइन नेपालीले हेरेका अफगानले हेरेका हामी अरू पनि हुन्छ अगाडि 64 इन्डियाको 64 लाइभ हेर्छ कि तिमीहरूले
A chance, a flag is down, a chance here. Holanath Shilwal gets the cross in, but nobody following it up. And this is long range try by the Nepalese defense. Hakimuddin, this is Fakhruddin. Harun Fakhruddin. Even he, we've rarely seen him venture upfield, go on the overlap. Harun Fakhruddin.
Ball trap गर्न सकिन्छ
Faisal Safa, accurate long ball.
Wait.
Not properly cleared. Afghanistan in with a chance. As always, Sanjar Ahmadi, unselfish player. Going in for the cross. Gets a corner kick for his team.
Really?
Caution by the referee. Lot of body play going on over here. That's Jumanu Rai pushing Sharityar, Jalaluddin Sharityar. Masood Tifalia pointing the ball to the spot where the free kick has to be taken. It will be taken by Mohammad Israfil Khoistan. Played it short, got the return ball, clever thinking, but the Nepal defence is alert. On the break, Jumanu Rai. Santosh, his twin striker, Santosh Shahukala, unsuccessful. Raju Taman. Very feeble pass, cut off. Nepal defence holding firm, but it's like a corner kick. That was Viraj Maharajan falling deep. being challenged by the agile, energetic Sanjar Ahmadi. Constantly mobile, Sanjar Ahmadi. Trouble testing times here, just 2 minutes before half time, a very crucial moment of the match. Wrong time to complete a goal. Come over here. He will take this free kick. To the far post, and that's a clear. Is that in? Is it out? Is it a Jeff Hurst situation like the 1966 World Cup?
Like 1966 World Cup.
So third yet so far. Through technology, we can now see whether it's in or out. Corner kick taken but wasted.
Totally wasted on the
Fakhruddin, Bilal, firm header, crossbar. No, definitely out. Definitely out. There's no doubt at all.
Crossbar malaya no goal
Firm header, everybody beaten, but at an angle it bounces out. One stage it did seem that it had nearly gone in, and Bilal Arzu would have got his 6th goal of the tournament and caught up in Sunil Chhetri. So Afghanistan, though, despite being under the cosh, being under pressure for most of the half, had the best chance of the match. Added time, 2 minutes, given by the Sri Lankan policeman, Nivon Robesh. And Yusuf Kargar really upset that he was almost there. Couldn't hear the whistle properly. Goal on a chill ball. Now that Santosh Shahukhala could get a yellow card. If he's already on a yellow card, he has to be careful. I think it's good supervision by Masood Tufalia. He didn't want to ask somebody to leave the field of play for just this defying the whistle because of the noise in the crowd. Yamrali, Ata Mohammad Yamrali, defensive midfielder. Mashriki. But Afghanistan can barely string together 2 to 3 passes. It's Nepal all the way. Yellow card. We are into added time. And a very subdued first half, Mohammad Israfil. Jumanu Rai getting away, and he's clipped him on his heels. Definitely, there's not an iota of doubt on that. So yellow card. Game getting a bit scrappy. The referee will have to keep a close watch on both sides as we are into added time. 2 minutes of added time. Tight contest between these two teams which have shown much improvement. And with that, the referee has blown for half-time. Masood Tufalia of Syria has blown for half-time, and the teams will troop off. Afghanistan will feel a little happier than at the beginning of the first half, because they did come into attack a lot and got the best chance of the match. They will feel a bit relieved. They can feel they can compete. The officials coming off. So Afghanistan, which are the surprise team in the semi-final, they were not favoured to be here. It was expected to be India and Sri Lanka. But this is the man who missed an easy chance, who got a yellow card. Santosh Shahukhala. Afghanistan supporters now trying to boost their team's morale. Sanjar Ahmadi worked a lot, and so at half time, as it's past sunset in Delhi, the moon is out on a foggy day in Delhi. It's no goals. Afghanistan nil, Nepal nil. Hello and welcome back on this bright moonlit night in Delhi, and foggy also, at the Nehru Stadium, which is the venue for the 2011 Carbon Saff Championship. The score goalless, both sets of supporters hoping one of them can get a goal. The seats are taking quite a beating over here. The floodlights are on in full cry. They were on since India's match. India beating Maldives by 3-1. Here come the Nepalese. These are the Afghan supporters in full cry. Afghans staying in Delhi and in the satellite towns near Delhi, the national capital region. And munching a banana, Graham Paul Roberts. The referees, Afghanistan will be the winner. Well, they'll break many Indian hearts if they do emerge, but it would be a wonderful tonic for South Asian football, a country where football is on the rise. And Afghanistan, really, their football associations formed in 1933, long before India also started a football association. The All India Football Federation started in 1937. Afghanistan starting in 1933, but successive political turmoil within that country has prevented football from really taking off. But it does seem, for these young supporters, young boys and girls here who've come here to cheer their team, that it's Afghanistan's time has come. They've got a very fine team with the diaspora helping out. People like Sharat Yar from Cyprus, Sanjar Ahmadi playing third division football in Germany, and also Yusuf Mashriki of the New York Red Bulls, amateur football there. Well, the Nepalese coach has revamped his team. Masood Tafili is saying it's time now for action, second half action. The time for prayers are over. So, what can he do? Sanjar Ahmadi, Balal Arsu, unlucky to miss a goal in the end of the first half. Hit the crosspiece and went out, unlike what Jeff Hurst's goal in the World Cup 1966 final against Germany. Didn't go in. So Nepal kick off playing left to right. 45 minutes away from glory for both teams. Who will meet India in the final? Will it be both teams from Group A, or will Nepal emerge winners? Will they at last their football dream come true? Can Graham Roberts be their saviour? So the substitution coming on, and for Nepal, and it's Masaiullah Ibrahim and Wahid Ahmad coming on. Masaiullah Ibrahim, who really didn't have the greatest of first halves, he's being replaced by the more regular Wahid Ahmad. Wahid, who's played earlier, Masaiullah, they gave him a chance in this important match, but nerve seems to get the better of him, and so Wahid comes on. Handball. Yusuf Mashriki, the captain, hasn't really had covered himself with glory so far. Yes, they changed their captain in each match, Afghanistan, to maintain team spirit. We had different Jalaluddin Sharadiyar, we had Balal Arzu, and now it's the turn of Mashriki. Well, a free kick, Nepal are known for their thunderous free kicks. Can Sagar Thapa do a David Beckham from here? He did it against Bangladesh. Will he be second time lucky? Nowhere near. He couldn't beat the Afghan wall. Very formidable. Jumanurai offside. Been Nepal's best player. Sharp, clever, twisting, turning. Like Sunil Chetri, except he's not got the goals. Mukhtar Faizullah. Nepal snatching the ball away again. Nepal, their football is a passion, but the national team hasn't performed up to the expectations of their thousands of fans. Some of whom here have travelled all the way from Kathmandu to Delhi, but Afghanistan in attack. But Bilal Arzu, having a bit of an off day, couldn't direct his cross properly. No trouble at all for Kiran Kumar Limbu. Plays for the Askar club in Norway. Several of these players, they left their homeland, Afghanistan, when their families migrated during the Taliban trouble in the early 90s or late 80s. They've grown up abroad, but have decided to play their football for their home country. Bharat Khawash, nice intercepted by Fakhruddin, Arun Fakhruddin. Not seen much of him on the overlap. Israfil Kohistani losing out. Nepal starting the second half as they did the first. Quite the dominant team, busy, weaving patterns. Afghanistan compelled to first-time clearances. Sandeep Rai. Sandeep Rai on the overlap. He's on his feet constantly. Graham Paul Roberts belting out instructions. Raju Taman composing the game, the central midfielder, the orchestrator of attacks. Hamidullah Yousafzai, solidly built, burly 30-year-old custodian of Kabul Bank. Football League has started in Kabul and the nearby areas. And Kabul Bank are one of the champion teams. Jumanurai. Mohammad Israfil. This 28-year-old Nepalese policeman plays for the Nepal police team. He's one of the key forwards for Nepal. Hasn't got a goal, but can torment the rival defence with his fine trapping and quick turn. Bilal Arzu gone off for some treatment, now waiting to come back. He has to take the referee's permission. He just can't walk back on the field. Bharat Khavash, Sandeep Rai, Faisal Safa heads to safety. Where the referee beckoning him in. Bilal Arzu back on the field. Raj Maharajan for Nepal. Raju Tama, the army man of the Nepal army, worked for United Nations Peace Corps for many months earlier this year in Haiti. Sanjar Ahmadi, Fakhruddin. Faisal Safa clearing his line. Lovely turnover here by Jumanurai. He accelerates, but he's sandwiched between these two tall defenders. And his touch lets him down. Jumanurai, lively as always. Jumanurai. And that could be the first goal. No, it's just wide. Mistake in the Nepalese defense. And Bilal Arzu bouncing on it. Good thinking. The real fox in the box. Goalmouth poacher Bilal Arzu. He would have broken many Nepalese hearts over here. There's the long clearance. Bilal Arzu chasing it. Sagar Thapa slowing down, but the referee's flag, assistant referee's flag was up on the far side. Sivanesan Muniandi, the Malaysian. And he indicated, yes, Bilal Arzu had tugged Sagar Thapa from behind. Muniandi, the 35-year-old Malaysian, making no mistake. Push from behind over here. This is by Santosh Sahu Khala. Yusuf Mashriki. Mokhtar Faizullah. This is the new man just come in, Wahid Ahmed, playing wide on the right side in midfielder. Mokhtar Faizullah. Mashriki. Little slow today, Mashriki. Not having the best of outings. Burden of captaincy seems to have affected him. Kohistani. Yamrali. Fine diagonal. Ata Mohammad Yamrali. Afghanistan gradually settling down, creating openings. Nepal's defense clear their lines. Now Nepal, as Afghanistan's midfield is stretched, Nepal had a chance to counter-attack, wasted it. Instead, it's an Afghanistan counter-attack. Balal Arzu, a lovely sliding tackle. Classy work over here. Delightful play by Sagar Thapa, the Nepalese captain, who always has led by example. Sagar Thapa. Bharat Khawash, highly promising 19-year-old, amongst the several newcomers brought into the Nepal team by coach Graham Paul Roberts. Break, Nepal, can they get the cross in? But sliding tackle, the worst danger. Again, Jumanurai, not allowed space, and it's this remarkable Mokhtar Faizullah, hard tackling right back. As Jumanurai accelerated, he timed this tackle to perfection, Mokhtar Faizullah. As always, Tamang, the army man, 27-year-old, takes this corner kick, set piece expert, gets another second bite of the cherry, another corner kick, Raju Tamang. We had 12 minutes of an entertaining second half. Goalkeeper fisting it, but not very far. But having a bad day at office, Santosh Shahukhala not being able to direct shots goalwards. That early yellow card seems to have unsettled him. Raju Tamang, ball curling, partially cleared by the goalkeeper, Hamidullah. Curling ball a bit difficult to judge the flight, but Hamidullah's let off because Santosh Shahukhala really messes it up. Jumanurai being brought down over here, free kick. He's worked his socks off for the cause of his team, Jumanurai. Sanjar Ahmadi pleading his innocence, but no avail. Tolana Chilwar, the midfielder, he will take this free kick. Tolana Chilwar preferred today in place of Vijay Guru. Curling it in, a chance here for Nepal. But the ball goes out of play and Hamidullah gets a knock on the face for his bold charge. To Rohit Chand, who had gone up, the left back, who's played his football here in HAL Bangalore, now looking for a club abroad. Here's the corner kick. Rohit Chand attacks it. Hamidullah, realizing he can't grip it, went for a powerful punch. Rohit Chand got his head to the ball, but not enough power. Repeated niggling fouls by the Afghan players. At the R mark, it's still goalless. That was Mashriqi. Yusuf Mashriqi. Cleared to safety. Sagar Thapa not taking any chances. Long throw in, but not on much help by Harun Fakhruddin. There he is again, Harun Fakhruddin, venturing more into attack in the second half, as is Koistani. Israfil Koistani straight to the goal. Mohammad Israfil Koistani, but straight to the goalkeeper, Kiran Kumar Limbu. Yamrali, Atta Mohammad Yamrali, slow on the ball, taken away by Raju Tamang. Match of fascinating contrasts. Nepal with the quick short passing, snatching the ball away, and Afghanistan more direct in their approach, the long ball. Harun Fakhruddin, Faisal Safa, Atta Mohammad Yamrali, Yusuf Mashri. Good build up here by Afghanistan. Mokhtar Faizullah. So who will join India in the final on 11th December? Will it be these Afghan supporters who will come here on Sunday to cheer their team? Afghanistan just playing the 4th time in the SAF Championship, 5th time in the SAF Championship. They joined in 2003. So in these foggy conditions, who will prevail? Nepal or Afghanistan? Or will Nepal, who've been there in all the SAF championships since they started, will they go ahead? Scoring chances have been few and far between, but there's been lots of dramatic action. Lovely through ball, but maybe it's a wee bit too strong. It is. Getting annoyed with the troops now. Graham Roberts feels they are not following instructions. Afghanistan running out of ideas in attack. They're not able to get behind the Nepal defense or stretch them on the flanks. So they're just punting balls up front. Occasionally, Israfil, like some minutes ago, did send in a penetrating cross. Push from behind by Santosh Shahukala. Man who has to be a bit cautious. He's already on a yellow card. Earlier on in the match, when he barged into the goalkeeper, Hamidullah Yusufzai. It's competitive football, aggressive, all-action football. Afghanistan versus Nepal, vying for a place in the semi-finals. Loud cheer goes up every time Nepal come into attack. Attempting to turn his marker is Jumanurai. They've been having a battle royal, Jumanurai and Jalaluddin Charatyar. I think that's Atta Mohammad Yamrali on the ground. Will play stops, he will receive treatment. He'll have to be escorted out. Is he winded or is he hurt? Probably just winded, so indicating that he's all right. And over here, cramps for Jalaluddin Charatyar, which could be a spot of bother for Afghanistan. He's a pillar of strength in defense. He marshals the defense. Plays for Ethnikos Akos in the Cypriot First Division. For 5 years, he played in the lower leagues in Germany from 2005 to 10. This season with the Cypriot. Bharat Khawash, Raju Tamar. Chance here for Nepal, but delaying. Now the move breaks down as the Afghanistan defense regroups. And offside. So here comes one of the most popular players in Afghanistan, in Nepal, Anil Guru, replacing the Off color, Santosh Shahukala, who's not been firing. Can Anil Gurung fire in a goal for his team, which would make all his supporters jubilant? So he's got about 20 minutes to do this. Anil Gurung, who's played football twice for the Shillong Lajong Football Club. East Bengal fans will remember him. He played in the final of the 2009 Federation Cup at Shillong, at Guwahati, which East Bengal won against Shillong Lajong. Anil Gurung had made a very good impression on in that match. First time chance. Vikas Singh Chetri, the right back. Bilal Arzu doesn't seem to be at his sparkling best today. Probably a little under the weather. That's Rohit Chand, very alert. He's taken a bit of a knock in this tackle. Free kick going Afghanistan's way. This is a one-goal match. One goal will separate both these very sturdy teams. Putney the only goal. Jumanu Rai on his own. Where is Anil Gurung? Jumanu Rai being bundled over. He just didn't get the support, but Nepal spring into attack again. Here come Nepal. Now it's Anil Gurung in action. He's 23-year-old. And as he clears the ball, it's Sharatyar in a spot of bother. There are two Afghanistan players lying on the floor. Jalaluddin Sharatyar, the pillar of strength in the Afghanistan defense. Real prop. He's tackling in his anticipation. And another Afghanistan player probably in cramps or ankle injury. That is the left back, Harun Fakhruddin, going on the stretcher because treatment has to continue off the field. They've strained themselves a lot, the Afghanistan defense, because Nepal have had the upper hand. Made several lively attacks, and Afghanistan has really... defense has had to work over time, as they are doing here. Bharat Kavash, nice dribbling. Tries to find Jumanu Rai, but Faisal Safa, fearless, dives in head first. Now here's the injury. He's definitely got a nip on his ankle as Anil Gurung was bursting away. He's full of beans, full of energy. Anil Gurung, he's just come on. Will this 23-year-old be the Nepalese hero? Anil Gurung, 23 years old, 5 foot 7 inches tall. Yet another injury. His time is ticking away. Afghanistan players in trouble. Well, he's got a blow on the face. That is Sanjar Ahmadi from that clearance by Sandeep Rai. He'll recover soon. But here comes Bharat Kavash, but can't penetrate from Faisal Safa. Holding on, Jumanu Rai. Raju Thaman for Nepal, central midfielder. Vikas Singh Chetri again can't get the cross in. Sandeep Rai back to Tamang, Raju Tamang. Rohit Chand. Let's fly, but the left footer only hits the advertisement boardings. Didn't get any pace and power in the shot. So as time ticking away, this will go into extra time of half an hour unless there's a goal. Jalaluddin Sharatyar back at his best, intercepting, reads the game very well. It's one of the rare attacks by Afghanistan. Waheed combining over here. Afghanistan on the break. This could be trouble for Nepal, and it nearly is, but Limbos to the rescue. Mashriki can't keep the ball in play. Sanjar Ahmadi is nearly the hero for his country. There he lets fire, but off the goalkeeper, it goes wide of goal. Yusuf Kargar knows, second time he's come close to goal. His team not playing at their very best, but they've come close to goal. Bharat Khavash, unassuming but lively midfielder. The good work rate. Yusuf Kargar banging the ground in frustration. Was it so near and yet so far? Shows you the emotions of the coaches go through. Coaches have suffered heart problems, even they've been fatal casualties. It's not for the chicken-hearted being a coach of a football team. Playing the ball, knocking it about, more cautious in their approach. What can they do now? They just can't penetrate this solidly built Afghanistan defense. The through balls are just not working. Nepal have to think of something else. Raju Tamang spreading the play out, opening it out on the flanks. Afghanistan defense really playing outstandingly. Here is Kohistani. He's got a through ball through. Balal Arzu. But Nepal get the ball back. Took a try, but as we are approaching the last 10 minutes of the match, still nothing separates the teams, and we'll go into extra time and then the lottery of the penalty shootout to decide who joins India in the final. Yet another injury, tired limbs now. That was a clash with Vikas Singh Chetri, the three-star club. defender, 23-year-old, and on the floor is again Mohammad Israfil Kohistani. Well, here comes Bijay Gurung, very sensible to unleash this fleet-footed Bijay Gurung. He comes in place of Bholanath Chilwal. Surprising he didn't start the match, but probably because of his short stature against the very physical Afghanistan team. And yet another substitution. Afghanistan substitution. And on the stretcher, yet another Afghan player going off. Tired limbs taking their toll. The Afghan physio having a very busy day. And over there we see the Afghan physio Devji Thapa over, but here there's a change. Ahmad Arash Hatifle coming on in place of Ata Mohammad Yamrani. So Ahmad Arash Hatifle plays for the San Jose Earthquakes, data systems manager in America, United States of America. He's on. Match seems to be creeping into extra time. No goals yet. Both teams have come close. They've had their chances. It's been an entertaining match, but the goals have not come. Yusuf Mashriqi trying to marshal his team from the center of midfield. Mukhtar Faizullah on the overlap. Foggy conditions in Delhi. That's why sometimes the visibility of the picture is not very clear, especially on the far side. Rash tackle on Bharat Khabash as he broken away from his rival. Mohammad Israfil, is he going to be booked? Bharat Khabash had taken the ball away and shocked at this, Israfil brought him down. Gets away without a booking. Has left Bharat Khabash limping a bit. Free kick taken, headed away, Sharatia. mighty tussle for the ball. No quarter given, no quarter asked for. At times it's like two big ships colliding. So shorter in height and lesser in weight, the Nepali players showing great commitment, not giving up at all. Nepal, with their football association, started in 1951. It's really again in the 1990s that football picked up in Nepal. Bharat Kavash receiving treatment from Devjit Thapa. Sanjeev Silparkar and Devjit Thapa really worked overtime for the Nepal players. Viraj Maharaj. Chance here for Nepal. And Anil Gurung, he hooked it over his shoulder. Probably didn't realize he was so close to goal. There's Sandeep Rai with that very penetrative through ball. Anil Gurung on the turn, didn't get any power in the shot because he got the measure of the defense. Anil Gurung very stealthily drifts away, peels away from his marker. Very difficult player to contain. This 23-year-old, 5'7", Anil Gurung. Anil Gurung, like Rohit Chand, looking for a club abroad. Anil Gurung has had trials in London with Woking FC. Shoulder charge, body play. Sandeep Rai, that's Sagar Thapa. Definitely Afghanistan football has come of age in this tournament. They have matched all the teams, including India. Harun Fakir with this free kick, the left back. Very rarely seen him venturing upfield, but he's good with the set pieces. To the far post and good punch away. Very good punch away by Limbu, Kiran Kumar Limbu. Because two tall Afghan defenders were bearing down on him. Could have been very vital. Here it comes. The curling corner kick, free kick by Fakhruddin, Harun Fakhruddin. Curls it in. Now see how vital it is because two Nepalese players, two Afghan players were bouncing on this ball. A chance over here, flicked over, but the defense is covering. Jumanurai again so near and yet so far. It's just not going to be a goal in regulation 90 minutes, it seems. Jumanurai capitalized on this. Clever play here by Mashriki, Yusuf Mashriki. Mohammad Israfil, no power in his right foot shot. Vijay Gurung, not seen much of him since he's come on. Brought down here. So here comes yet another substitution, their third and last substitution. Niranjan Khatka coming on for Bharat Kavash. Niranjan Khatka, Bharat Kavash, who's received quite a few knocks, limping off. The man who scored the goal, or the youngster, teenager who scored the goal against Pakistan with a fine volley. But it's Niranjan Khatka's turn. Who will be the hero for these two teams? For India, it was the afternoon for the Mohun Bagan players. All three goals being scored by Mohun Bagan players. Sunil Chetri, the striker, 2, and Nabi, both who've joined Mohun Bagan this season. So Mohun Bagan officials, Anjan Mitra, Tutu Babu and others will be quite happy that they've acquired some good stuff. Which player is going to get a winning goal here and be a hero for his country? It does seem we are going into added time, into extra time. Added time will be there soon, but unless there's a goal in added time, like Sagar Thapa got against Bangladesh for the Nepalese victory. We'll be into half an hour of extra time. It'll be a long night at the Nehru Stadium. Making tiring limbs, 3 minutes added by the Sri Lankan policeman Nivon Robesh. His aching, tiring limbs will have to stay a little while away from their dinner. So it does look now we are into added time, that it is going to go into added time. It's going to go into extra time, which means half an hour. There's no golden goal rule anymore, but can this be yet another magical free kick? Sagar Thapa. No, he's not going for goal. But the high ball is it's like carrying coals to Newcastle. It's of no avail. The Afghan defense can head them away all day. They are very resolute, very determined. Two very determined teams clashing with each other for the right to play India in the final. Faisal Safa. Now Nepal. Left footer from distance. That was Raju Tamang. He's the one who's always feeding his players. This time, probably frustrated, decided I'll go for goal myself. The 27-year-old army man done United Nations duty, peacekeeping duty in Haiti with the earthquake victims. Just returned to international football a couple of months ago. But chosen for his composure and technical skills. So, there we are, about 90 seconds away from the match moving into extra time. Both teams have maintained a high level of concentration. They have to keep it on now for yet another minute or so. It's been 3 minutes of added time. Masood Tufalier will be looking at his watch. He's taking his time. Kiran Kumar Limbu of the 3-star club to take this goal kick. Viraj Maharajan unable to move up with that ball. This is really the last throw of the dice. Afghanistan, can they spring a surprise here? They've got a corner kick. As he's looking at his watch, this is going to be the last kick of the regulation 90 minutes. It's now or never for Afghanistan. Nervy moment for Nepal because they have to defend. And no, he's not given them that time. They've taken their time in taking it, so we move into extra time. We move into extra time, a little bit of argument going on with the players. Sagar Thapa cooling down the hot-headed players. Graham Roberts beckoning them. You can see the anger on his face. This team has not delivered. So the officials who've had a good game, Subanas and Sivanes and Muniandi. And so at the end of the regulation 90 minutes, it's Afghanistan 0, Nepal 0. We'll have a small break and then we'll come back for extra time at the Nehru Stadium, Delhi. So we are back for extra time. Afghanistan nil, Nepal nil at the end of the regulation 90 minutes. We are at the Nehru Stadium, Delhi. And on a foggy day, foggy night in Delhi, it's the men in Afghanistan, the men in red, who are kicking off, playing from left to right. Nepal in blue will play from right to left. The referee has ordered for a re-kick. Two tired teams, the limbs will be aching, the mind is willing. They both committed themselves for the cause of their country. They are playing for a place in history. Both teams will be entering the final for the first time. Will it go to the penalty shootout? One wonders what the coaches have said at half-time, at the regulation full-time. It's Wahid Ahmed come on as a second half substitute, still fresh. Rohit Chand, always unflappable, phlegmatic temperament, fine reader of the game. Sandeep Rai, long throw. Faisal Safa fighting manfully. Jumanu Rai, Nepal's superstar, done everything but score. Harun Fakhruddin, head on, goalwards, he was off his line, but the flag had gone up. He was off his line, the goalkeeper, Kiran Kumar Limbu. Yes, he was offside, there's not a doubt, iota of doubt on it. Sanjar Ahmed. So even if it had been, it wouldn't have counted. Plays in the German third division, this sprightly youngster, M.R. Sanjabi Ahmed. Vijay Gurung, not made as much of an impact as the coach would have hoped for since he came on. Very fine playmaker, Vijay Gurung. Bit of roughness creeping in, Jalaluddin Sharatyar being brought down. Referee calming things down. That was Anil Gurung, the 23-year-old, getting a bit carried away. Hear the roar of the crowd. Both the Afghan and Nepal supporters there in full cry. There we see Anil Gurung challenging from behind and bringing down the tall Jalaluddin Sharatyar. Return ball a bit too long, but he gets there first, Harun Fakhruddin, but too long. These two combine very well on the left, Koistani and Harun Fakhruddin. Nepalese supporters giving the Mexican wave. Half an hour from now, it's to be seen whose eyes will be smiling. Of course, if there's no result after half an hour of extra time, then we go into the penalty shootout, which is a cruel way to decide who will meet India in the final. But at least there is skill involved. It's not the lottery of a toss. Ahmad Arash Tifle with that clearance. Very pensive look. Tension now on the Nepal bench. Cross coming in, but he can't direct his header. The ball's still not out of play, or is it? Sharatyar taking no chances. Clears for a corner. Could have been trouble. Good follow-up by Jumanurai. Anil Gurung heading. Jumanurai chasing down every ball even after 95 minutes of play. Cross coming in a second time. The height advantage with Afghanistan have, which they are taking full advantage of. They're capitalizing on this height advantage. Faisal Safa, though Anil Gurung has risen, he's got an elbow onto Faisal, the back of the head of Faisal Safa. Anil Gurung getting a bit impetuous. He's come on, he wants to make an impact. He's been replaced in the first 11 by Santosh Shahu Khala. We've had 5 to 6 minutes of extra time. In 15 minutes each half, the teams will switch ends. Pace is slowed down somewhat. They are weary limbs after a grueling match. Constantly gesticulating. One wondered what famous words he uttered at the end of 90 minutes. Graham Roberts. Jalaluddin Sharakia. He's been through the wars, pillar of strength. He's been bruised and battered, but he's fought on. Anil Gurung certainly brought in a physical presence also into the Nepal attack, challenging for each ball. Not had a clear shot at goal in extra time by either side. Pace has slackened. But the crowd still trying to be as enthusiastic as ever, banging the bottles, banging the seats. These are the Nepalese supporters. They are enjoying themselves. Play goes on. Anil Gurung to Jumanurai. Yusuf Kargar was appealing for a handball against Anil Gurung. Wall pass which didn't materialize. Corner kick, far post, and flapping at it, but finally fisting it away, Hamidullah Yusufzai. Abdullah in a spot of bother, one of his own defenders leaning into him. It was Raju Tamang with this perfectly floated cross to the far post. Mashi, Yusuf Mashi. Sign of tiredness. Vijay Guru. Nepal struck a bit of the purple patch. They've been the dominant team for most of this extra time. Vijay Guru. Charged down by the defense. Afghanistan, again a player on the floor, that is Harun Fakhruddin, but Afghanistan breaking away. Can they get the goal? And they do! And it's Bilal Arzu. He's broken Nepalese hearts. It's Bilal Arzu with a solo dash. And Yusuf Kargar and all are celebrating. He's not had a great match, but when it counted, he delivered. Bilal Arzu, his sixth goal of the tournament. He plays for the Askar club. And for those Afghan supporters, here they go. Here he runs. They are chasing him. They can't get to him. Even Rohit Chan, normally so calm in his interception, is left flat-footed. Sandeep Rai, Suraj Thapa, all left far behind. And he makes no mistake. It's a major dash. He ran like a sprinter, finished with the precision of a snooker player. Bilal Arzu, he gets the hug and kisses from his teammates. But now can they hold on for 19 more minutes? You can see the fatigue on his face. He's run tirelessly for the cause of his country, the front runner. And Kiran Kumar Lumbu, no goalkeeper likes to concede a goal, and not at such a time. He tried to narrow the angle, but it was in too vain. And they are there celebrating in the night in Delhi. These celebrations will go on all night if Afghanistan enter the final. Will history be made on this cold winter foggy night in Delhi? As Afghanistan football which started long before the Indian football, their association started well before the All India Football Federation was formed. They are one of the founders of the Asian Football Confederation in 1954. They played in the first semi-final of the 1951 Asian Games, losing to India 3-0 with goals by Mewalal and Venkatesh. Now, Vijay Guru with that cross. It's got him on his head very awkwardly. He's trying to head the ball. Again, these are signs of fatigue. But play resumes, and now Nepal, stung by this, have to really push men forward. They are still in with a chance. They can get the equalizer. All the Nepalese players in the Afghan half now. They have to be careful against the breakaway move. And here's that breakaway move. This could be trouble for Nepal, but no, blazed over this time. Sanjar Ahmadi, the German third division player, could have been a hero for his country. He finished this off. But this time Sagar Thapa, with a slight body push, shoulder charge, prevents him from shooting goalwards. So I think this is how the pattern of the game for the remaining 15 minutes or so. Nepal are going to press, Afghanistan rely on counter-attack. Sagar Thapa will take the free. A minute away from the first half of extra time. Looking for the flick on, doesn't materialize. Sanjar Ahmadi wanted to turn and run with the ball. Is it going to be an all Group A final? India and Afghanistan, they met in their opening match of the Group A league. Are they going to meet again in the final? Jumanurai. All his efforts would go in vain. Will they go in vain? A chance here. Taking no mistake. Chances is Arun Fakhruddin. A slight mistake. Goalkeeper had got the ball. There was no need for that hasty clearance. You see this cross coming in from Biraj Maharaj. Hitting across the face of the goal. And seeing that there was somebody following up, that was Niranjan Khatka. It was clear. So any moment now, the half-time whistle will be blown. 1 minute added time here, and the referee is indicating that Afghanistan have to take these goal kicks quickly, not waste time. They will do that. The winning team after all. Hamidullah Yusufzai. 1 minute added. Vijay Guru. Sagar Thapa, Vijay Guru. And that's it. They're going to switch ends now. No stoppages here. They'll quickly switch ends. Yusuf Kargar belting out instructions. Mohammad Yusuf Kargar, the head coach. The referee urging them on, Masood Tufaliyev, the 29-year-old from Syria, from Damascus. So 15 minutes away from glory. At the end of the first half of extra time, Afghanistan 1, Nepal 0. It was Balal Arzu with a remarkable goal, a great solo dash. Can he be the hero for Afghanistan? Afghanistan football, which has got such little success despite the passion of for the game there. Will this be this herald the start of a new era in Afghanistan football? They fought gallantly, they beat Sri Lanka comfortably, they trounced Bhutan. Now they are 15 minutes away from upsetting Nepal. Sri Lanka, Nepal, all established members of the South Asian Football Federation. They changed ends. Nepal will now play from left to right. Graham Roberts looking disturbed and agitated. He's made his 3 substitutions. There's nothing more he can do. Long throw. Mashwiki heads it away. And again a solo dash. Great pace over here by Sanjar Ahmadi. He's annoyed with himself. He's appealing for a penalty kick. You can see the agitation on his face. We'll have a look at it again. Was he unlucky? Or is it just dramatization? He's really upset. He sprinted half the field, shielding the ball brilliantly. Have a look at it again. Very difficult decision from this angle. Was the tackle outside the 18-yard box or inside? Israfil. Nice chip forward. Israfil gets it. If he got that cross in, if he got the square pass in, it would have been an easy second goal for Afghanistan. The Nepal are pushing men forward, so they are being caught stranded in defense. There was only Sandeep Rai over there. Both Rohit Chand and Sagar Thapa had moved up front. Jumanurai being pulled up for offside. So Nepal, which had come here with great expectation, the team which really dazzled in their opening match against Maldives on the opening day of the tournament a week ago. But suddenly the final seems a bridge too far for Graham Roberts and the other compatriots on the Nepal bench. So we'll have both local coaches in the final. If this finally Afghanistan win the semi-final. Savio for India, Yusuf Kargar for Afghanistan. But there's time yet. But this Afghan defense is playing tenaciously. They are defending their citadel with great resilience. Dangerous, but in the air they've been quite commanding. Great concentration to maintain this level of concentration, to judge the flight of the ball all the time, despite advantage in height. Full credit to Faisal Safa and Jalaluddin Charatia. Vijay Guru. Cross coming into the far post. No Nepalese player following up. For once the Afghan defence was found wanting. Lovely penetrative cross by Bikash Maharajan. Anil Gurung had moved inside. If he just peeled away from the goalkeeper. Lovely cross. Penetrative cross. For once the Afghan defence didn't get the measure of this cross. Harassment, Sagar Thapa, captain who's led by example to Nepal. They've just got 10 minutes now to retrieve this match, to either take it into the penalty shootout or try and score 2 goals and enter the final. Wahid Ahmed for Afghanistan. Wahid Ahmed on the move. Shielding very well, falls down, but nothing doing, says the assistant referee. Wahid Ahmed. So that was Sanjar Ahmed. Playing the lone front runner now. So they're playing split strikers now with Balal Arzu falling a bit deep. But he's been the hero in defence. Jalaluddin Charatia. Really absolutely outstanding. The 28-year-old Jalaluddin Charatia led the defence by example, rarely missed a header. And playing for Ethnikos Akna in the Cypriot League. For 5 years he played in the lower divisions of the German league. You see that free kick again, Biraj Maharajan, very good with his free kicks. Faisal Safa. Vijay Gurung. Vijay Gurung, can he get his cross in? But again Jalaluddin Sharatyar reads it. Vijay Gurung on his own. But he's hustled off. Short in stature, he couldn't make the difference. So now time really ticking away. Suddenly that self-belief seems to have seeped out of the Nepal team. They feel it's not their day. Here's Vijay Gurung battling away, but those two stalwart defenders, Mokhtar Faizullah and Jalaluddin Sharatyar, they are like the red fort of Afghanistan, very difficult to penetrate. Nice back heel. That's Kohistani, Israfil Kohistani. Corner kick conceded by Sagar Thapa, the Nepalese captain. He's 6 minutes away from fulfilling making a tryst with destiny. Afghanistan football, their first major final. Asian Games, Asia Cup, none of these tournaments have they made a mark. Can they make a mark here in the South Asian World Cup? The 2011 saff championships. Lovely skillful work here. That was Wahid Ahmed, right-sided midfield player, playing down the clock. He'll try and keep the ball to the left and right touch lines on the far side and not let Nepal venture up front. Not interested in moving forward, the Afghan players. So now 5 minutes left, 300 seconds. For Afghanistan, each second will seem like eternity. For Nepal, each second will be slipping by too fast. To keep their composure, Nepal. Anil Gurung, but doesn't angle it in properly. Bharat Chand and Rohit Chand had moved up. Anil Gurung didn't angle it enough. This was a good diagonal ball. He was free. He should have played it across the face of the goal, but it was angled away and no trouble for the Afghanistan defense. See it again. Doesn't get his angles right. Sagar Thapa. Offside against the hero of the day, Balal Arzu. Is he going to get a yellow card for this needlessly kicking away the ball? Yes, he is. Substitution coming on. Afghanistan had got one substitution left. That's Hashmat Jan. Solidly built Hashmat Jan. Limping Sanjar Ahmadi comes out for Hashmat Jan. He's run all day, all evening, all night for the cause of his team. But here's a chance for Nepal. But again, the aerial ball, just 3 minutes away from glory. Afghanistan. They'll remember Delhi, December 2011. The Nehru Stadium is going to be their happy hunting ground. Afghanistan. And their supporters will be here in large numbers in the final on Sunday. But can Anil Gurung change the script? Is there another dramatic twist to this script? He's played with great commitment since he's come on. This covered in the boys' brigade, Anil Gurung. Mistake here, but wrapped up, covered up by Harun Fakhruddin and cleared. So now 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, less than 120 seconds. 100 seconds away from glory. Nepal still trying to play football, still trying to come into the match. Good move here, Chumanu Rai. Whoa, wayward shot, completely wayward shot. It's like a sixer in cricket. Chumanu Rai lays it off, but a completely wayward try. That was gone miles above by the substitute Niranjan Khatka. Should have done much better with that. We are now about 60 seconds away from glory for Afghanistan. Is it going to be an India-Afghanistan final? Will there be some added time? A chance for Afghanistan to wrap it up. Bilal Arzu has given a free kick. It's really curtains now. It's a red card. It's going, everything's going wrong for Nepal. Viraj Maharajan gets a red card for foiling Bilal Arzu as he was about to venture onto goal. It does seem it's not Nepal's night. So, 60 years ago, in March 1951, we had an India-Afghanistan semi-final in the Asian Games. 60 years from now, we are going to have an India-Afghanistan final in the South Asian Games. And Viraj Maharajan, poor man, limping off, going off. His night is over. The centenary of Delhi becoming the capital of India. We'll see a historic final. India versus Afghanistan in the saff championships. 1 minute of added time. Afghanistan will want to spend this entire 1 minute taking the free kick, but they'll have to take it quickly because he brooks no nonsense. Masood Tofali and blasted over the bar, taken a bit hastily. Well, the latest we've got is 2 minutes of added time by Nivon Ramesh of Syria. Yes, 2 minutes of added time. So they've got 120 seconds still. Bilal Arzu, I think Mashriki wanted to take it, but Bilal Arzu got over anxious. He scored the goal, so it's justified he takes it, but Nepal springing to life. They're just down to 10 men now. Afghanistan have conceded a free kick. Excitement now. A little bit of tension creeping in. Nepalese substitute has come on. This would be trouble. Graham Roberts getting agitated, annoyed with his reserves for rushing onto the field. Ahmed Arash Hatlife who got this blow. See it again. There comes the sliding tackle, the foul given. That was the sliding tackle on Sagar Thapa, and there's the blow on Ahmed Harish Hatlife. I think the referee is taking a wise decision. He'd rather let the match finish than dish out cards. So he's given Nepal a free kick based on the first foul. He's probably overlooked that retaliation. Or probably not. He's coming here to consult the officials. He's calling the player who ran onto the field and showing him the yellow card. That's Bikash Malla, the goalkeeper. Now, free kick. The last throw of the dice, the last kick of the match. Could it be? Can Vijay Gurung be a hero for his country? The shortest player on the field. And he's calling an Afghanistan player also. So 2 yellow cards to the Afghanistan player. Christmas approaching, so lots of cards being shown. Vijay Gurung. Can there be another twist in this tale? Vijay Gurung in, and it's nearly in. They bundled into the goalkeeper. He's been hurt. But he'll accept the pain because they are seconds away from reaching the final. He's winded. The referee, Masood Tufaliye, asking the players to leave. The goalkeeper can receive treatment on the ground. Let's see it again. Vijay Gurung curling it in. He grips it, doesn't grip it properly. It's like a cake of soap nearly coming off from his hands. And justifiably so, the Nepalese player Sandeep Rai and others charging it because it was really like a cake of soap slipping out of his hands twice. These are nerves telling on Hamidullah Yousafzai. Well over 2 hours of action, but he's a strong man, this 30-year-old from the Kabul bank. He'll be up. He doesn't want to move away from these moments of glory. Referee making several notes. His pad is going to get full. Masood Tufaliye. With Subanas, the Syrian assistant, and it's going to be yet another yellow card. Some sort of record of yellow cards like the Portugal match in the Portugal-Russia match in the 2006 World Cup. So any moment the final whistle will be blown, and it has been blown, and it's joy for the Afghan supporters and despair for Nepal. So